crazy.
Bitches.
Crazy.
Bitches. What do we got?
Are they gonna make contact?
Is it Bolton?
Oh!
Bolton's gonna
Oh!
Bolton.
Oh no!
Bolton.
What?
Outlaw! 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 Outlaw!
That is mind-blowing.
That was a hell of a race there, boys.
2 laps to go here at Kansas for the Outlaw Performance 150, ladies and gentlemen. 32 diving down low on the 95. We're gonna have a battle on the final lap here. Here we go, 32, 95 side by side. No more yellow flags, just straight horsepower. Here we go, back through the backstretch. Let's see who's gonna take this one home. I'm hoping they keep it as clean as possible. 32, looks like he's got to slow down a little bit. 48 down low. 32. Oh, is he able to get it? No, the 95 clutches the win. Dustin Haynes is able to take it home here at Kansas. Looks like Tyler Kay and Kenneth Gallman are going to be battling it out for the restart here at Richmond for the Down and Out 175. This has been one of the most exciting races we've been able to watch all season. Here we go. Pace cars off the track. We're going back to the Geico restart zone. Green flag. A little bit of bumping right there in the beginning. Jockeying for position 86 is Shane Cochran's trying to fight his way out to the front. Number 8 creating a decent gap for himself, able to get up there. He's going to be running his own race here in a moment. They get final lap. No more cautions for this. Austin, here we go. Last time around Richmond. 8 battling it out with the 71.
This is it. Definitely not the podium finishers that we were expecting 5 laps ago. But here we are.
Not at all. And the number 8 takes it home. I told you we were going to get a new winner tonight, Austin. I knew it. Tyler Kay. And that was my pick as well. Ellswick able to stay up front in front of him for a second. He's able to take that spot away from the 0-2. Ellswick trying to recover as many positions as possible from that incident. 2 laps to go. Harris able to get into that 4th spot temporarily. Justin Openchowski on his outside, rushing back through with that run. Side by side for the 96 and 7, fighting it for that 4th spot. Bryce Fontaine was able to get that position on his partner. Tomlinson fell back a little bit. Looks like Harris and Openchowski are trying to catch him, but they are not going to have enough time. And our winner, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Wesley Lynch coming across the finish line for the 2nd time this season, but taking the Lake Dog Home Inspection 225 by storm after that green flag pit stop. Looks like he is going to be catching him. Hopefully the 39 can maintain his line and stay out front. 2 to go. We cross for the white flag here. No more cautions after this. If he crosses...
sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Forward and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Try oval side by side. In this GEC League, there's nowhere to White flag, need a perfect lap. All gas, no brakes to close that gap. Checkered waves in the racing world. Another battle is over and done. Just to the booth, hope they like the show. Victory lane is all I
Welcome to the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series on GEC, our season debut here at Daytona. In fact, it is the Mothers Against Drunk Driving debut at Daytona 250. Excited to be back in the booth with you. I'm Shane Cochran. Joining me tonight and probably for the rest of the season is Lee Kiernan. Lee, how you doing?
Yeah, looking forward to this race, man. I think it's going to be a great race. We've got a lot of new drivers. Let's see how they go with the guys that have been in this series for a little while. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, drivers are on the grid right now. Looks like just about everyone is out there, so we're going to be starting really soon. We've got a whole lot to talk about, but this is going to be a good long race, 100 laps here at Daytona. And that's going to take a good while. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about the rest of the season, the schedule, changes to the rules and all that, but let's get down to just this race. 100 laps, as I said. Fuel window somewhere between 21 and 24, depending on how much you're saving. And of course, we're here at the Daytona International Speedway 2.5 mile super speedway oval. It's 109 degrees on the track, 79 to be exact in the air. As we're getting started now, we'll go ahead and take a look at our starting grid. Oh, not showing up. First bug of the night. There we go. It's going to be Josh Eller on the pole with Jessica Childs outside in P2. Then Jacob Hughes and Josh Ryder making up row 2. Robert Weibel and Walt Sahadak in row 3. Then Ryan Elsie, John Boy Hughes. In row 4, David Culleton and John Anthony round out your starting top 10. Then Dakota Osborne and Jamie Griffin, two-time GEC champion Jamie Griffin, he reminded me earlier tonight. Bryce Boyer in row 7 with Kenneth Gallman. Then Johnny Jones and Scott Prim, two of our rookie drivers. Glad to see a lot of new faces out there. Stephen Linger and Marcus Chafin in row 9. Then Aaron Martin and Chris Jones rounding out the top 20, Wesley Lister and John Darnell III. In row 11, Michael Boyd and Landon Cano. In row 12, we've seen those two go at it all last season. Let's see what they have now. Curtis Sauberon and Jonah Seawright. In row 13, Klaus Brahm and Stephen Hayes, 27th and 28th. Then in the final row, it's going to be Aiden Como and Kyle Simmons, starting 29th and 30th. And that's going to be our field tonight. 30 trucks. A really great field out there. 30 drivers. And again, this race sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving here for the debut at Daytona 250. And yeah, I'm just excited to get this going. They're rolling out of turn 4. Ace truck down on pit road for the first time this season, season 8. Of the GEC Truck Series, brought to you by Collateral Damage Sports Network, and green flag is out. Eller to the lead. And hopefully everyone's just going to take their time. This is a long, long race. No reason to take your truck out of contention and no reason to make any enemies this early in the race or this early in the season.
Looks like we have a nice even start. Plenty of space. This is a long race. It was a nice qualifying effort by Jessica to put the truck up on the front row.
Yeah, I think if you check the stats, I don't have a visual on this stat, but all-time GEC wins on super speedways, Jessica is the leader in that, but all 3 of her victories came at Talladega. She does not have a win here at Daytona. So we're going to have to keep an eye on her.
I think Jamie's right behind her with the amount of wins as well, so that'll be interesting tonight. See how that goes.
We can go ahead and take a look here. This is the Daytona win stats at the Daytona Superspeedway in GEC. About 17 races have happened here. And Jamie does have a 1 win here. He's one of the drivers in the field tonight with a chance to be a repeat winner. I think the other is Jacob Hughes and Michael Boyd. Everyone else on this list has either graduated up to the Cup Series or has moved on from GEC as of right now. But you're right, Griffin with a win here at Daytona. I think he also has a win at Talladega. But Jess looking to match those 3 wins at Dega with a win at Daytona if she can.
See Hughes on the outside there. Has a nice run. Well, we've talked about who the winners have been. Who's your pick for tonight? It's a strong field, so.
Ooh.
It's tough, isn't it?
You know what? There's a driver here in this field. Again, I wish I should have pulled some more stats to have ready, but someone who has almost, I think, more starts in GEC than just about everyone except Jamie and the other founders is David Culleton. Yeah. And he doesn't get a lot of the respect I think he deserves, especially here at the super speedways. He's driving right there in the 50 car. I've been a teammate with him in the past. He is really good with drawing up strategy here at the super speedways, being able to push the trucks around him. So I'm actually going to pick the 50 as a guy who I just have a feeling that he knows how to get around this track in particular, and I think he's got one coming.
Well, I think all the skid mark people will be really strong. Of course, they're my old teammates, so the win could come from them. And as I say that, I see our first caution. There's a caution at the back of the field. There's a little bit of problems.
Yeah, first caution here on lap 5. We're going to go back and take a look at what just happened. Looks like 4 or 5 trucks involved. Lister and Saberon, the first 2 I'm seeing right now. So we go back and take a look. There it is. It's further back in the pack. 54 involved. My overlay software is not maybe also warming up here for the season, not telling me exactly where that one happened and how to find it. So we're going to back up a lap and ride along with that 54 of Saberon. Drafting with his teammate in the 45. That's Landon Cano. Coming down the backstretch. He's getting a push from 73 of Lister. That seems fine. Right there, a little bit of a backup on the 3rd lane, and that's what kicks it off. 54 has to check up, and that collects a handful of other trucks. The 82 getting caught up there at the end. So Let's go back, maybe jump on board
Yeah, it looks like Cano got
with
slightly
Hayes.
high and just touched the wall, and then when he came down off the wall, he got turned.
So we're on board now with Stephen Hayes in the 82. We know he got caught up in this. We'll see what he saw here as they come. It's kind of right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Again, big caution on lap 4. And there it is. The checkup is already happening before they even get to turn 3. And then another one right there. And that just stacks everyone up. Ooh, Boyd and Hayes with some head-to-head contact there. And now on pit road, we've got a couple of drivers, Michael Boyd, Curtis Sauberon, Klaus Brahm, and Stephen Hayes. Have all brought it down for some wrenching. Still early in this race, even if they've got damage, you know, that they don't want to use a fast repair for, there's probably going to be a few more cautions. But at Daytona, the risk is really, you know, how do you stay with the draft if you have damage that you're planning to fix later? And that can be really risky, because if you lose the draft, you know, it's probably 15 laps before you're going to go a lap down if you're all by yourself.
Yeah, it was really tough. I think it was on Sunday night. There was a small group of people that ran in the MADD event, and if you lost the draft in that event, you couldn't catch it. And I think it went green the whole entire race. So it's really tough if it goes green for a long time. If you're going to hang out at the back, you need to be careful not to hang out too far.
So, on the front row now, John Boy Hughes and John Anthony up 7 and 8 positions each to get there. So they had a good first couple of laps.
Well, that's going to be my pick for tonight, is Anthony from the Skidmark team. So we'll see how he goes tonight. And it will be my horse.
They're in the 42.
Such a strong field. I look back through this field, and did Klaus race in the Cup Series?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, he could be really strong here tonight. I know he's down at the back at the moment, but I expect him to be coming through. Goldman had a really good race last night in the ARCA Series. I think if he got a top 5 or thereabouts. There's Jamie Griffin, of course. I just look through this field and I see a lot of great drivers. There's Cano, of course. He got into a bit of trouble, but I expect him to be towards the front. There's Seawright as well, who always does very well here. Great field here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of new names too. People trying to make their presence known here. It's kind of hard to stand out at Daytona when everyone's stuck in the pack together. But I think as you work through this race, I always thought, you know, at a super speedway, the first half of the race is about making friends and kind of proving to everyone around you, hey, I can take a hard push without getting squirrely. I can give you a good push without putting you in the wall. So when it comes down to the end and you're looking around for a dance partner, you kind of have that relationship built up. And that's, of course, if you don't have teammates around you. We've got a lot of team-based drivers this season. We'll do a rundown of some of the teams here later on, but right now we're coming back to green out of turn 4 for the second time tonight. And here they go, green flags out. Here the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. Little problem there in the back. I think Boyd just went through the grass. Everybody keeps it straight, though. Childs is pushing Hughes out to the lead on the bottom line, with Anthony leading the outside line now.
Yeah, it looks like they got organized at the back there. There's not too much trouble. They look great back there now.
Yeah, I think the person who lost out there on the restart is going to be Boyd. And I don't know if he just got, lost his momentum at the start, or if he's got damage, or a little bit of both. But you can see that 21 car has already lost the draft, so he is going to be in trouble if he wants to catch up to the pack later on.
Yeah, man, he's going to be in trouble. And you normally lose about 1.5 seconds here. Is that what you were seeing? That's what I was seeing the other night.
Yeah, looking at him right now. He's 3 seconds off the pace already at a 54-second lap. So less than 20 laps, he's going to be caught by the leaders. The other driver in trouble, 41 of Brahm. I think he actually was in the pits late, didn't even make the start there, and he is already 1 lap down as well. So he's going to be racing as hard as he can to avoid going 2 laps down. 1 lap down, you always have that lucky dog possible to come save you. 2 laps down, there's not much you can do here at Daytona.
Goldman had a moment there on the entrance, I think it was, to 1 and 2 the previous lap. He touched the apron, and that shot him back up the field. And you're seeing a little bit of a gap there around him right now. Everyone just jostling for position there. So much aero with these trucks now. The aero package has changed a little bit. They get a lot looser than they used to before the update, which was only a couple of months ago or a month ago.
Oh, somebody dropping. That's Culleton. Out on the apron and dropping fast. That has the looks of a hardware issue. I have a feeling he's on the radio right now saying something like, "My screen went blank."
Getting a little busy up front here now. I see these guys and girl, jostling pretty hard up here now.
Now, why don't we go ahead and jump on board with Jamie Griffin. Currently running around 10th here on the outside, just behind Walt Sahadak in the 00. And Walt and Jamie teaming up this season for Stitley Motorsports. So look for them to be bumper to bumper all night long, trying to get to the front.
That's a strong team. Walt's such a strong driver and does a lot of paint jobs in this field.
He does. One of our primary sponsors here in the CDSN Truck Series is the Laughing Llama Wraps that Walt does for everybody. For all your iRacing painting needs, reach out to Walt at Laughing Llama. He'll hook you up. And one thing he added this season, you can also do these new AI renderings of your truck or car, kind of like in the garage or getting unloaded from the hauler. Really cool to see. Something different than just the regular iRacing rendering you usually get with a fresh paint. So reach out to Walt if you're interested in getting one of those.
The top line hasn't progressed like I thought it was. It's always been strong in the past, the top lane here, as long as you get lined up, but not sure if they can't get lined up properly or these things are a little bit loose at the top there right now.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like they aren't bumper to bumper, whether that's by choice or by arrow.
Might be early, they might not have all the confidence they need. They look a little loose when they come off the turn.
And so right now, everybody's still with that main pack other than Culleton. Is about a quarter lap back. Boyd about a half lap back, and Brahm about 3/4 of a lap back. And that's kind of the worst case scenario for those three. If any of them could, find the other, they could do a little bit of drafting, but they're all by themselves.
Yeah, and Simmons is in that danger area right now, where if you don't really concentrate and get back up there, you're gonna drop. You're gonna drop, and you'll never catch it again.
Yeah, that does not look good here for the 74 of Simmons. Back at the front, Jacob Hughes and John Hughes up there with Jessica Childs. Those are your top three right now. Pushing hard on the bottom, Josh Eller in the 69. We are 15 laps into this 100-lap race at Daytona. Again, brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. MADD has been a long-time partner with the GEC Truck and Cup Series. Happy to have them on board for another season.
Yeah, isn't it great to see her, Jessica out front? She's very tough here at the super speedways.
So take a look at who's moving forward. Right now, Jonah Seawright has gained more positions than any other driver, all the way up to 13th. Make that 14th, but still up 12 positions from the start. Kano up 11. Sabran, Como, and Darnell each up 7 to 8. But all these drivers outside the top 10, so plenty of room to improve that stat. One of those trucks towards the back, that orange one at the end of the top line, Hayes, it almost looked like he slapped the wall. Got a little tight there on that last lap. Can see him losing momentum now.
Yeah, and Simmons has dropped off the back end now. He's lost the draft, and he's unfortunately he's going backwards there. He's over 4 seconds off the lead pack now.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our team rosters. First up at the front of the field is Jessica Childs, leading the way for Skidmark Motorsports. John Anthony and Kenneth Gallman also in the top 10. So Skidmark looking good. They're not locked up bumper to bumper, but they're all in the top 10.
And they're our champions from last year. I believe they won the team's championship last year.
Yeah, so you're going to have to look out for them all season long. Then riding along in second and third now, Jacob Hughes, Josh Eller, John Hughes, actually all three of them in the top 4. Georgia Line Racing looking really good at the beginning of this race. And right behind them is Josh Ryder in 5th for Titans Motorsports, his teammate Stephen Hayes. We were just talking about a few seconds ago. And then it's the pair of Sahadak and Griffin there for Stitley Motorsports, running in the top 10 as well. They're still bumper to bumper, parting it up. We also have Dirty South Racing, not quite cracking into the top 10. It looks like Weivel in 10th there, but Prim in 11th. Along with him, then Stephen Linger and Michael Boyd. Boyd is one of those drivers that has lost the pack at the moment. We've got 2 drivers here for the IT and Out Esports Group. Landon Cano and Curtis Sabran both running in the top 15. Lister is leading the way for JWR Motorsports with Seawright, Elsie, and Culleton. Got a few other teams here. Single driver teams, McCullough Motorsports, John Darnell. Aiden Como racing for Redline Motor Performance. Bryce Borer for ALR. And Marcus Chafin there for Tribe Motorsports.
Man, all those teams are so strong. Strong drivers all the way through each of those teams. Incredible.
And the field has caught Brom, so he's now 2 laps down. And he's stuck there on the outside lane as well, trying to stay out of the way, but also he's going to hope to at least grab the draft before this pack finishes driving by. Getting a little singled out at the front. It's Childs, Hughes, Eller, Ryder, and Hughes, the top 5. That's Jacob in second and John in 6th now.
Yeah, I'm gonna mess those guys up all night because it only has Jay Hughes on my prompter, so that'll be interesting. I have to remember John Boy's in the black and the Petronas colors. Outside line only seems to be able to get to the front 3 or 4 cars. It just doesn't. It's just not driving. It just can't get a run. This could be interesting. There's another lapper there in front of them right now.
That's the 21 of Boyd.
Wow, Boyd's so quick.
And you're, like I said, I think he had some damage. And that's what's hurting him. So he's going to get caught, stick to that 3rd lane just like Brom did. Try to find somewhere to tuck in.
And because we've had so much great green flag racing, he's not able to get time to get into the pits and get his repairs fixed without using his fast repair.
Yeah, at this point in the race, no driver has chosen to use the fast repair yet.
Wow. Oh, here we go.
Oh, they're getting squirrely in the back. There goes, I think that's Como. Chris Jones involved. No caution yet. As everyone off track is down on that big giant backstretch apron. So no caution. Couple drivers off the pace now. The 4 and the 91. That's Jones and Linger. The 51 of Chafin, I think, was also caught up in that, and the 96. And now we've got drivers on pit road. I was just about to say, I think they're going to run out of fuel, even if they were saving.
Wow, we've seen that in the last couple of races. I'm not sure if they made a change to the settings for yellow flags, but yellow flags don't seem to come out quite as much as they used to.
Yeah, I think they've gotten a little more specific about the wreck being on the racing line. So trucks sliding down onto that big backstretch apron, not going to get a caution these days at Daytona. So about half the field pitted a lap ago, and here comes the other half now.
It'll be interesting to see if they split the field here or not.
Well, it looks like that first group is really spread out. I don't think they did a great job of sticking together to keep that draft, so maybe this group will. That's really the key on the pit cycle, is just making sure you stay tucked up with the other drivers with you so you can get right back into a drafting pack as fast as possible. And right now, the leader is the 06. Now, he pitted back in that first caution on lap 4 and 5. So he is 30 seconds ahead of second place, but really no one to draft with except these two drivers just behind him. And there goes somebody is spinning out. I think that's Hayes on the entry to pit lane. No caution again. Don't see any heavy damage on that 82, but he did not get to pit road cleanly. So again, it's Darnell out front. He's got an extra 5 laps of fuel, but no one to work with right now.
5 laps of fuel.
So again, it's Darnell out front. He's got an extra 5 laps of fuel, but no one to work with right now. So again, it's Darnell out front. He's got an extra 5 laps of fuel, but no one to work with right now.
Wow, it's really spread that big group out as well.
And this is going to be tough too. So these two drivers right behind him, that's Simmons and Como. They want to draft with Darnell to keep up speed, but they also would love to be in front of him to make sure they are on the lead lap in case a caution were to come out. Right now, they're the first two, one lap down. And I think you'll see that. I don't think the 96 and 74 are going to be content to sit behind the 06 of Darnell right now.
It's really interesting now. You're gonna find out who the guys that can push really well and who can get in a line and really get motoring, you know.
Yeah, I just threw up the track map on screen for everyone to look at. This is how spread out the field is right now. Almost all the way around the track is where it is. We're following the 19th place car of Como right now. And like I said, he and Simmons, they're going to go around Darnell here and then hopefully just tuck up together as a 3-car pack. Darnell has nothing to lose by letting them by. And I think that's Gallman in front of them. Well, they're not going to pick him up either. They're going to go around. Yeah, hopefully he can tuck in. So this is 4 cars. The leader is the 06, the 3rd car in line. Pitted on lap 5. So he's probably coming to pit lane the next lap or 2. And that will bring the lead back to the 9 car of Jacob Hughes. 35 seconds behind the leader right now. But he should inherit the lead. And he is drafting just with the 73, who is a lap down. And then it's, I think, 3 seconds back to the next driver, which is Josh Eller. And this is kind of the first main pack of drivers.
So then Ella has Jessica and Elsie.
Now, right now, only 19 trucks on the lead lap because Darnell is still out there and hasn't completed this pit cycle. First car 1 lap down is a 71 of Gallman. So he's in the lucky dog spot, but then Chafin, Culleton, Chris Jones, Linger, Prim, Boyd, Lister, and Hayes all 1 lap down. They are begging for Darnell to hit pit road. And
the 41 just went around on entrance to the pits and hit the wall on the entrance.
Ooh.
So it didn't bring out the yellow, but it definitely got some damage there.
Let's go back and see if we can see that one. Kind of the same thing that happened to Hayes. A little too much rear brake.
Yep.
On entry. And I think that's something that can get overlooked when you're prepping for a race at Daytona. You don't even think about your brake bias because why would you? But when you get on pit road as the first time, you might have thought about it kind of all week here. It looks like Darnell's preparing to come to pit road. He let those couple drivers by. He might even be running out of fuel here. The other driver, no, it looks like everybody else has pitted here in this cycle now. So he's going to give up the lead to the 9 truck of Jacob Hughes. And now these packs are starting to come back together.
Yeah, can you bring up the map, the circuit map again? Because it's amazing how it's brought everyone else is together now. Whereas last time when you showed it, they were spread out all the way around.
Yeah, I think it's just if you've got a 5+ truck group and you guys all get in line, or the drivers all get in line, you can really pick up some speed on the groups of just 2 or 3 drivers. So Jessica Child still running in 3rd in that MADD 28 truck. We're going to jump on board with Jess. She's been in the top 5 pretty much the whole race except for that pit cycle. And now she's right back up there in 3rd. Man, it looks pretty calm here from third place.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of laying off, maybe saving fuel. I mean, looking at the numbers, I don't think anyone made it 25 laps, which is what you'd need to kind of do this in a clean 3-stop strategy. So if I'm out there, I'm not saving at all. I want to get up to the front to make sure that even if I get to pit road and have a little bit of an issue, there's still going to be some trucks a couple seconds behind me coming to pit road at the same time that I can link up with coming off pit road. And everyone's single filed out.
I know Jamie's towards the back of this pack. You know, he's a fairly aggressive driver. I would expect to see him really start to push hard, but I'm not sure if he can. I'm not sure if he can make much leeway.
Yeah, and I would assume he's going to stick with Sahadak as best as they can. Right now, they've got that 6 truck between them of Aaron Martin. I think everyone's trying to be smart here. It's one of, you come off pit road and just be grateful to still be in the main pack.
Yeah, great race. I mean, our winner's probably going to come from this pack here.
And almost every single driver in the top 15 just ran their fastest lap of the race that lap.
Wow.
So it looks calm and kind of from the driver view, but I think drivers are pushing right now. And there goes Griffin, along with Martin and Sahadak to the outside.
Yeah, they're trying to get some traction on that outside there now. Somebody jumped up in front of them. Not sure who that is. The 50.
I'm not sure they were ready for it either. A little squirrely there. And take a look at Griffin's in-car camera and his in-rig camera. He does not look relaxed.
This pack's definitely tightened up now.
So the top 14 drivers in this main pack. Then Seawright working with Hayes. Hayes is a lap down though. Seawright in 15th. That's Lister just behind them, I think. He's a lap down. Then there's a handful of drivers kind of bunched up, just 4 of them here, led by Aiden Como. That's Como, Simmons, Gallman, and Anthony. And I think this is the group of drivers that got caught up in that non-caution caution just before the green flag pit cycle started. And looking at lap times, they're running 49.8s, and the lead pack is running 49.4s. So I wouldn't say they're in trouble. There's bound to be a caution to get them caught up. They're only about a quarter of a lap behind the leaders and only losing a few tenths. So as long as they stay in single file working together, I think they're going to get a chance to make a run back to the front.
So we're on lap 36 of 100. Not sure when we'll be expecting our next set of pit stops.
Well, let's take a look here. At least in the top 25, everyone pretty much on the same, pit lap 12, 13, 11 laps ago. So I'm expecting, I think they made it 24 laps the last time around, and that included some caution laps, so it might be a little bit shorter than that. Again, Walt Sahadak was kind enough to pass me his fuel numbers early before the race started, and he was saying 21 laps is how far you get if you've got the hammer down. 24 was about as long as you could stretch it.
Yep. So we're about halfway through the run, I think.
I think the more important thing is just making sure you're with a group of people who are going to pit the same time as you, so you can all pull off together. And I think that means teammates. So 2 drivers I've got my eye on here, Sabaran and Kano, as IT and Out Esports Group.
Yeah, I was looking at the same thing.
They are working together, and they are climbing to the front. They are up 20 positions from where they started the race.
Yeah, and Kano is so quick. He would be one of my favorites to take the championship out this year. So be interesting to see how those guys come back through the pack. Although
Yeah.
I will say Walt and Jamie are making good traction now on the outside. They're they may not have moved up much from the rear, but they're at least tighter.
As we pull back here, you can kind of see that whole front group. They're not really packed together as tight as I'd like them to be maintaining good speed. And then that other group, it's 4 trucks. They might be able to pick up a 5th driver here and gain a little more speed.
Man, so we talk about the championship. If my telemetry looks correct, my lap boards look correct, they're coming up to put another lap on Boyd, who would have been one of the favorites for this championship. That'll be 2 laps he'll go down. They're only 2.4 seconds behind him.
Yeah, and there's not much. You can still see damage on the back of that truck. And I would have thought, you know, if he came down to make a green flag stop and damage was the problem, he would have used that fast repair. Maybe he's just playing the long game and hoping to save it for a later wreck. But I mean, when the first wreck happened, it is hard to justify using your fast repair on lap 4 of 100.
Yeah, it is.
But this is how it can go wrong on you. Really bummer for that 21 you mentioned. He was definitely one of the championship favorites. We saw him pick up some wins last season and race hard, along with the other driver you just mentioned, Kano. I mean, usually you see a lot of, you know, trading of the lead and lead changes and things, but right now, I mean, it's Hughes, Eller, and Childs at the front. They all started in the top 3, and they've been there pretty much all day.
Yeah, so this pack is, there's 14 trucks in this pack, maybe a little bit less, maybe 12. Then we go back to another pack with C-Wright, Camo, Simmons, Goldman, Anthony, and they're how far? They're about 11 seconds back from this group. Do I see Jamie dropping off this group? Walt needs to be careful there. That's about that dangerous distance.
Yeah, they've got, I think that's Brahm tucked between them.
He can close it down. Looks like he's safe. Looks like they're going to close it down.
Yeah, they're really spread out, making me nervous. Weibel's behind Jamie.
Yeah.
He's also at risk here. There is one more driver kind of close, the 79 of Osborne. I think he's already lost the draft to jump on board with him.
See, Jamie's at that distance right now where he needs somebody to keep pushing him.
He's running right here in front of Weibel. Looks like they got Brahm out from between them.
Yeah.
Oh, now there's another driver, Borer, in there.
I can hear him. I can hear him starting to talk about fuel now. It sounds like there's a bunch of guys that aren't familiar with, that aren't teammates, let's put it that way, that are up the front here. They're just posing the question as what their fuel's looking like.
Yeah, and then just out of frame, you can start to see this group of drivers. They're at the tail end of the lead lap. Chris Jones, Steven Linger, David Cullerton. They are hoping for caution. And this is exactly what you don't want to do if you're just 4 trucks. You do not want to be side by side. It does look like our first car is on pit road with Scott Prim. He was running in 25th, or he's in 25th now anyway. He's going to go 2 laps down. And out at the front, they're getting single file, probably in preparation to pit. They've been out there 20, 21 laps or so. And we saw them running some of the fastest laps of the day on this run, so I don't think they've saved as much fuel as the first time.
Especially when you're in a pack like this, it's really easy to overshoot your braking mark and lose the back end. Especially if you've got a little bit, you're going a little quicker than you thought.
And here comes a handful of drivers.
It gets dangerous. Yep.
Kano Childs in their Sauberon. Ooh, almost some contact as they're 3 wide at 57. Passing cars on the way in.
We have that second groups in as well, with Simmons and Anthony and Goldman.
Yeah, it looked like Kano might have missed his pit stall and had to back up. You know, at most tracks, that's not a big deal, but here that could mean the, staying with the draft or losing it. So Kano was the leader.
That puts Hughes out front now.
Yeah, Hughes and Eller kind of got hung out to dry as they did not come to pit road with everyone else. And they're going to stay out another lap.
Yeah.
So the 14 has peeled off. He's going to pit. And again, this is not how I'd want to do it. I'm guessing that the 14 realized he wasn't going to make it another lap on fuel. He had to pit, too late to coordinate with teammates. So he's in by himself. Jamie Griffin is also not pitted.
Wow, we've got cars up to speed, or trucks up to speed, and trucks not up to speed now.
Yeah, this is
trucks spitting all at the same time. I hear the 9's pitting now, so that's Hughes coming in now. I'm guessing Ella's coming with him. He is.
And here comes
also,
Griffin and Sahadak.
Yep.
Oh, fast for Jamie. That's going to be a black flag. Oh, I'm actually looking through. I've got black flags. Oh, they got them. A couple of them been cleared. Looks like Hughes in the 9 and Griffin in the 5, both with a speeding on the pit road penalty right there. And that's a tough one to get cleared if you're thinking about asking race control for that. So
yeah,
Eller was the leader. He's going to come off pit road here. And as he gets up to speed, you're going to see some other drivers go flying by. Eller is still the leader, but then right behind him at 54. Where's the 54 coming now? Is in second place.
Stubborn.
It looks like he's going to go right on by that 69 truck. Now everyone's spread out once again. And this is, when you get long green flag runs at a super speedway, this is what it comes down to. It's all about how you get on pit road and how you get off of it. And the pit times are not super consistent
Just don't make a mistake.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm seeing Borer was 11.9, Eller was 15. That's a big difference at this track, and that's why you see right now the gap between the top three, or the top two have a second and a half over Eller, and then it's 5 seconds back to Ryder in fourth and another 5 seconds back to Weibel. Everyone really spread out, but give it about 5 or 10 laps and we'll see everyone clump back up together as they kind of glob into groups that get faster and faster in the draft and catch
So I
the
have
groups in front of them.
I have a question for you. Are you going to take tires here, or are you not?
Under green,
Yep.
I think 2 tires is the safe way to do it.
Yep.
I think 4 tires is just a little too... I mean, it's going to be a little bit longer than you need for the fuel. So why risk it? And again, I always like to bake in, an option where if I screw up getting onto pit road or get a little sideways and have to save it or into the grass, then I'm turning off the tires because I just kind of used up that buffer. But most important thing is to do whatever your teammates do. Do whatever the people around you are doing so that you come off of pit road together.
Yep, very important. So I'm watching here a group of Ryder, Weevil, Cano, Hughes, and Sahidak. They're from 4th to 7th. They're pushing pretty hard. They're all lined up. I'm just looking at the amount of space there is, or time there is, between those guys. There's about 3 seconds to the leaders.
I think it's 13 seconds to the leader.
Yes.
It's about
Sorry.
6 seconds to the next group of trucks for position, but they are also kind of got a couple lappers with them.
Yeah, you're right. Nice little packs that are spread out over the circuit here now.
Yeah, so let's start at the front and do a rundown. We've got 4 trucks here at the front. Only 2 of them on the lead lap. That's Sabran and Borer in the 54 and the 57. Then you've got the 51 and the 39. That's Chafin, and maybe that's the 79 of Osborne. Or is that... I'm losing track of who's 1 lap down, who's multiple laps down. Either way, 4 trucks here at the front. 2 of them are the leaders. Next truck for position is 3rd. That's Josh Ryder for Titans Motorsports. And he's drafting with David Culleton. Culleton 1 lap down. Then Eller is now in 4th for Georgia Line Racing. And he's got Klaus Brahm just behind him. Brahm 4 laps down. He's had issues since the start. Then they also have that 4 truck of Chris Jones just behind them. He's 1 lap down. Then it's 7 seconds back to the 53 of Weibel. Drafting along with the 91 of Steven Linger, who's a lap down. Sahadak in that group as well. John Boy Hughes.
Cano.
Then behind them, Aaron Martin is in 9th. He is drafting along with Ryan Elzey. Then it's 2 seconds back to Seawright in this group with Boyd, Como, and Simmons. And at least 3 of these drive. Well, no, they're all still on the lead lap except for Boyd right now. It's a pretty good recovery for them. If they can stay in line here. Then 6 seconds behind them is Anthony Gallman and the 73 of Lister, who is a lap down. And I think the most interesting thing of all these groups is as you're looking through them, not a lot of teammates are together. Everyone having to work with whoever's around. So Griffin picked up a speeding penalty. That's dropped him back to 16th with this group. He's 45 seconds out of the lead, which means if this group can't keep it together, they are going to get lapped, or at least get caught by the leader and have to hold him off. Along with him is Jacob Hughes and Jessica Childs. And those two have been, we were just saying, they've been in the top 3 all day long. So that pit cycle not playing out in their favor. And I see that, I think Jess got a speeding penalty as well and had to come back in and clear it. So she's right there. So Griffin and Childs both in the same situation. Let's see if Hughes the same thing. Just a ton of black flags there on that pit cycle.
As long as you can stay on the lead lap here, you'll be fine, because we're only 56 laps in to 100 laps, so there's still a lot of racing to go. You would think that there would be a caution, but man, these guys have driven so well today. Yeah. I did hear somebody say that they were getting hot there. I think that was Weevil. Weevil's pushing Ella there at the moment, with John Boy Hughes behind him and Walton Cano. I would expect this group to be pretty quick. They're still 10 seconds off Eller.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, unless you're the 54 or the 57 up front, you're waiting on a caution.
Yeah. Just don't be the caution, I guess. It looks like when these trucks draft, they struggle about getting right to the bumper. I don't know whether it's because these guys are making sure they don't overheat or what it is, but they can't seem to get to the bumper and bump draft them.
Yeah, just a. I mean, this has got to be the most spread out of a Daytona race I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's amazing. You look at the lap tracker at the moment, and when the leaders are on the, you've got one group on the tri-oval, and the other group really is on the middle of the back straight. There's a couple of other little groups in between.
Right now, we're riding along with Robert Weibel in 5th, leading one of the bigger packs of cars. And then a half lap away from that is the leaders. So this group right here is a half lap behind, but they are about to join up with one of the other large packs just behind them here and become kind of the dominant drafting group.
Wow, what a great job with the 54 and the 57. Are they both rookies in the class?
I believe so, yeah.
I know the 54 is. That's a great effort. He's comes out of the IT and out stable. I don't know anything about the 57.
And check some league stats here. Actually, looks like Sabron has been with GEC before.
Oh, he has.
I'm showing him running some races. Let's see. Looks like he ran a couple races with GEC in the Cup Series. His most recent, though, a year ago, January 16th, 2025 at Talladega. Finished in the top 10. So a familiar face coming back.
Great effort. He's come from the back of the field or close towards the back of the field. And him and Cano were pushing really hard. Cano, of course, made that mistake when he came onto pit road. And we're 61 laps into the 100 lap race now. So interesting to see when our next pit cycle is.
Yeah, I mean, you called it. Look at this lap chart for Arrival. Starts 25th, drops all the way to the back and has to make repairs from that first caution. Then makes his way up to about 16th in kind of just green flag racing. Then does, avoids the mistakes that other drivers had done. That leapfrogs him up to 8th position. And then the same thing on the second green flag stop. Leapfrogs him into the lead, as we saw multiple drivers in that lead group get speeding penalties entering pit road.
Yeah, can you hear the radio chat there? They're talking about getting lined up with their pit stops here now.
No, I usually don't listen to the radio just because it's too many voices in my head. I already have plenty. But yeah, good to know there's some chatter going on.
Yeah, they're talking about... I noticed now the 15 and the 27 have locked up pretty tight. The 15 seems to be the only one that's really pushing really hard and seems to be able to bump draft. Haven't seen much bump drafting here today.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a mismatch of kind of appetite for risk here. There's always going to be a couple drivers who don't want to save fuel, don't want to play it safe, just always want to go. Especially when you know you're 20-some, 40-some seconds behind the leaders.
Yeah.
That just kind of wears on you lap to lap. So I saw that 57 truck had just pitted. That's going to drop him to 2 laps down. Right now, he is looking for a partner.
Well, I hear the 54 and the 32. The 54's pitting this time. There's a bunch of people pitting.
All right, we are going to keep our eyes open here for the pit road entrance. As they come out of turn 4. There they go. Everybody in this front pack coming to pit road. Oh, and the 51 gets sideways. That's Chafin. I don't think he got any damage, so not the worst thing in the world. Is going to, lose your drafting partner, but with the field so spread out, he's bound to find somebody. So that leaves Ryder as the leader. Ryder and Eller, the top 2, and they have a 13-second lead over that next group of LZ and Seawright.
And we have another group of pitters right now.
Looks like Wyville, Martin, Anthony. I mean, you name them. Everybody's coming this lap, it seems like, or the next one. I'll be curious to see how aggressive people are with their fuel and their pit speeds this time around. And it looks like, oh no, I think Sabron picked up a speeding penalty.
Oh,
He
man.
just cleared it. Had to come back down pit road. Let's go see if we can take a look at that. Here he was coming on to pit road. Yeah, you can see just too much speed. I think the 51 also got a speeding before he went around. So we had just talked about how he avoided the mistakes all race long, and we jinxed him. So Eller and Ryder are still out there. They have not come to pit road. Lap 20 of this run for Eller, lap 22 for Ryder. And because they're staying out there, they have got everyone except the top 5 a lap down. A caution now could really shake up this race.
Yeah, that's hard for Walt right now. I think he's like 15 seconds back in that next group, followed by I'm sorry if I say the name wrong, Elsri.
Yeah, someone gave us feedback pre-race that it wasn't Elsie, it was Elsri. Not sure if that was a joke or not.
Yeah.
So here comes Griffin, the 9, Childs, Croton coming in. I think that's Brom. Jacob Hughes. And that's going to leave, well, I was going to say it was going to leave Sahadak out, but he's coming now. Oh, Walt, hang on to it. Whew, just clipped the wall. Now it looks like Hayes and Brom picked up black flags.
Wow.
I mean, their night's going from bad to worse. Both of them already multiple laps down. You know, if some drivers are already going to be looking forward to next week as this race continues on. So we still have Josh Eller, who has not pitted. 22 laps on this run as he is right now. He's got the 57 to draft with. That's Bohr. Why don't we jump on board one of our other drivers that offered up a webcam for an in-race view. We haven't had a chance to show it off just yet. There he is. Great view there, the 57. Oh, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong driver. There we go. Now we're on board with Bohr. And there goes Eller to pit road. That's going to leave the 57 all alone. And he's going to be looking for some help quickly. So once again, we are super spread out. I just don't know if drivers were kind of communicating well enough of how, you know, what's your plan when you go into the pits? How many tires you taking? Are you going to be aggressive on fuel? Is it, and everyone kind of coming out at slightly different times?
And case in point, when you look at our track map now, it's all over the show again. You got dots all over the track.
Yeah, I mean the pit times are, again, between 11 and 15 seconds. They are not consistent. The pit lane time, that's kind of includes driving off and on, is anywhere from 40 seconds to 56. So some drivers just not getting onto pit road clean, or getting off, or getting in their pit stall, whatever it is. And that can come, you know, with the first race of the season. Everybody's a little bit out of practice, being familiar with this truck. Maybe you're running Cup. Maybe you ran that race last night at the GEC ARCA series, and that's going to throw off kind of your feel for the brakes, your feel for the trucks.
And your braking point. Maybe you haven't practiced your braking point because you're not used to these races. I don't know about you, but I always practice my entry to the pits during warm-up.
Yeah, I always mean to. A lot of times, when that first green flag stop is coming up, I usually have my dad in my ear with me, helping me call it my race, and I'll be like, "Oh, I forgot again," because you're always trying to get one more hot lap in at the end of practice to get ready for qualifying. You kind of forget to get on pit road, and at Daytona, you need to practice with the pack. Getting on pit road, not just by yourself, because the speed differential is so different. Your braking point is different. The way the truck handles at the end of a run after being in traffic is different than on cold tires, just doing a qualifying run.
And that 200 yards away from you're still going so quick, 200 yards away from the entrance to the pits there, and you're hard on the brakes. I think that's where everyone loses it, especially when you're going quicker than you were maybe in practice. I see the first person that is one lap down at the moment is Cullerton. So he has the lucky dog right now if the yellow was to come out.
He does, but he's all alone. No drafting help there for the 50. But he does have a pretty big buffer back to 19th, who's Borer. He's currently by himself with a pack coming up on him, though. So we're starting to group up now. The leader is Josh Eller. He does have a drafting partner there is that the 79? That's Dakota Osborne, and he is the first car almost a lap down. And it looks like he and Eller are working together so that if a caution came out, that 79 can get back his lap. So these two...
We only have...
pulling, pretty decent lap times. They're running about 50 flat, whereas the people in the packs are running 49.4s. So not losing a ton of time, but not burning it down.
We only have one truck out at the moment, and that's Darnell. So we have the rest of the trucks in here right now.
Yeah, and looks like he just parked it back on lap 30.
Yep. So that's 29 trucks we have in here tonight, which is a nice healthy field. Great racing. Nice skill level of all of these drivers.
And as we come up to 25 laps to go here as they come back around to the flag, let's take a look at our season schedule. This is just race one here, the MADD debut at Daytona 250. And then next week, we're heading to Phoenix. And that should be exciting here with the trucks. Then Chicagoland, then Road Atlanta, the fourth race. Getting our road racing on. That should be exciting. Bristol, going to round out the first half of the regular season. Then it's on to Pocono, Richmond, Michigan, Rockingham, and then Old Texas. Going to be our regular season finale.
Wow.
I mean, the schedule this season is exciting in trucks and in Cup. A little bit different in Cup. But, yeah, this is a big shakeup. Short tracks, super speedways, intermediates, the old school Rockingham, Old Texas. Drives a little more like Charlotte instead of whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Then our second road race of the season to kick off the playoffs at Lime Rock Park.
Oh my gosh.
We went there last season, and Landon Cano was destroying the field until he got caught up in a wreck with some lap cars. Just heartbreaking for the 45. So I know he's looking to get back there and get that victory. Then we're going to Old Atlanta. Bring a couple extra sets of tires for that one. We're going to burn them up. And then Talladega, and then finishing with Homestead and Charlotte. It's going to be a heck of a season.
That's quite a playoff. and did I hear that correct? There's 2 road courses in the playoffs?
There's one road course in the playoffs.
Okay.
One in the regular season. Road Atlanta is race 4, and Lime Rock Park is race 11.
Right.
All right, so Eller now with a 3-car drafting pack. Prim has joined them. He is 2 laps. He's the first car 2 laps down. So, he wouldn't mind getting around Eller here as well if 69 was willing.
I just heard, I'm not sure what group Jamie's with, but sounds like they're going to take 4, or maybe not. Jessica. Oh, scratch that. They just went back the other way.
Well, they're still about 10 laps away from pitting, but at this point, it's a one-stop race, I think, for everyone on track. So you've got one more stop to get it done. I don't know why you need 4 tires. The trucks, they do look loose, but it doesn't look loose from tires. It looks like it's just loose from the air.
Yeah.
But that's really only when they're in a big pack, and no one's in a big pack right now.
I'm not taking tires under green. I'm not sure about you, but I'm just not taking them, period. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe we don't have a line of sight to if maybe the tire wear is becoming significant. They've had a couple stops to check it out.
I don't see them really getting out of shape coming off the exit quite as much as they were earlier. So
I'm going to take a look at our wrench wranglers as well. Who's had to make the biggest amount of repairs? Klaus Brahm leading the pack. Not a stat you want to lead. Over 4 minutes of repairs. You can see how that's playing out. He's back in 29th. Aiden Como with over 3 minutes. Hayes with a minute and a half. Sabron with a little bit there. I think some of that might have actually been him serving the penalty for speeding. But a little bit of repairs there for him as well. He's in 12th still, trying to recover from that black flag a couple laps ago. Michael Boyd, Lister, Jacob Hughes with some. Again, I think the penalty serving time is showing up here as repairs made because it's just extended pit stops. But most drivers avoiding damage, as we really only had that one caution back on lap 4. There was one other wreck that was about 4 or 5 cars that spun on the backstretch, not bringing out a caution flag. Just been a really unique Daytona race.
it really is. You know, Ella's got himself out front there, and he's got himself a 10-second lead over Martin, Ellsbury, Hughes, Cano, and Seawright, with Ryder at the back of that group. That's going to be an interesting group. Ella needs to be nice and smooth on his pit stop.
Yeah,
if he's going to keep that gap.
The driver that just kind of caught my eye here is the driver of the 6, Aaron Martin. He's in second. He's leading this big group of cars. It's kind of a hodgepodge of lead lap and lap down cars. But look at his chart. Started back in 19th. Oh, there's a wreck. Just as we're watching, yellow is out. All right, so that's the reset a lot of drivers were looking for. It looks like Linger in the 19th position will be the lucky dog. Osborne going to get his lap back as he was just in front of the leader. That's going to leave 19 trucks on the lead lap when they get all stacked back together. Well, let's go back and see what just happened there. Looks like Kano and the 15 might have been where that started. Jump back and take a look. And I think Kano might have actually managed to avoid it all. There were cars in the back. Como, the 91, the 4. And again, the... let's try this again. Yeah, it's the 45 and the 15 that get it started. And it just kind of collects a whole group of drivers there. Let's back this thing. We're going to have to do this manually. iRacing and the overlay software are not communicating tonight to help us find these crashes the easy way.
It looked like somebody got the 45 a little loose. Was it 45? Yeah.
It's the 15. And that's Seawright. I think you were mentioning the 15 truck seemed to be the only hard pusher earlier in the race. Or not early, but just mid-race. And I think we saw that not pay off for him there. So a couple drivers caught in that. Lister, Seawright, Hughes, Kano, Borer.
Yeah, it just got underneath him just a little bit. You got to push square. I'm not square, but you can't push from one side or the other. I know I got turned myself last night like that.
Now on board with the 57, just behind that contact. You can see they're just pushing a little. I'm not sure why the 45 was, you know, having to slow down and get such a hard push there. We haven't really seen that all race. But struggling to get a great view of this. Como also gets turned when he checks up.
I think that'll mean that Cullerton will get the lucky dog, I think.
I thought it was... Well, it does look like he's gotten back on the lead lap since we've been looking at these replays. So let's check in with the field and see how this is all going to fall out now. Ryan Elsie is in the lead in the 27.
What a great effort.
And how did that... Wasn't Eller the leader?
He was, but he might have just come up behind. He might have just had a quicker pit stop. Eller might have taken tires.
Let's check those pit stop times. You're right. So Eller took 4 tires, almost everyone else taking 2. So we pull up the pit stop stats. Yeah, so Elsie and Martin 2 tires. Josh Ryder went fuel only. Eller on 4. And then again, just kind of a hodgepodge of 2 and 4 tires. And I think, you know, 4 tires is really just about security, and dropping from the lead to 4th is definitely not the end of the world with 15 laps left to go at Daytona. Probably 15 by the time we get back green. There's 18 to go right now. Now 17, and we're going to be coming to the green flag. Great iRacing crowd on hand here today. A lot of virtual Budweisers going down the hatch out there, I hope.
You want to have a quick look at the chat? I see we have some skid mark fans out there.
Yeah, some folks cheering for Kenneth Gallman. See Wesley Lynch giving a shout out to us. Thanks, Wes.
Yeah, thank you, Wes. It looks like Grizzly throwing a shout out to Goldman, and also, is that Menchaca? I think that's Menchaca as well. A lot of the skid mark motorsports guys out there.
So something just happened to Boyd and Brahm. They both got a black flag here under caution. I think Linger might have had a speeding on the pit road. He's got that cleared. Hayes was in the wreck. But everybody getting caught up. So Brahm is still on pit road. Boyd is still on pit road. I think they both picked up speeding penalties, or maybe pit road was closed. Whatever it is, they are not going to be back with the pack for this restart.
Lights off on the truck, and the truck's about to pull in. We're about to go racing again here.
So we were talking about Aaron Martin just before that caution, climbed all the way up to second place. We'll see what he can do with it now. Green flag is out here for the MADD debut at Daytona 250. 16 laps remain. 84 in the books. We've had just 2 cautions, one on lap 4 and one on lap 81. And this is...
I'm interested.
I mean, this is the first time in 80 laps everyone's been together.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how quick Ella goes on those cold tires right now when he's got 4 of them.
And already there's a group of cars kind of there at the back. Maybe they were cars coming out of pit road that didn't get caught up, or maybe they have some damage.
Martin's on the outside. He's done really well this race. Good job. Leading that charge on the outside with Walt behind him. Followed by John Boy on the outside and also Jessica on the outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where are the teammates, if any, that are working together.
Well, I was just looking at that. I see two of the skid mark guys, nose to tail, and that is Goldman and Anthony. They're on the inside line. Goldman had such a great race last night in the ARCA. We also have Simmons, who's a good pusher behind Anthony.
And it kind of looks like Walt was thinking about going around the 6 there, making it 3 wide. He's trying to push him, but that outside lane does not look comfortable.
Doesn't. There's nearly a crash there. Nearly a stack up.
$14 laps to go. Again, want to mention our sponsors here in the CDSN Truck Series: Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Laughing Llama Wraps, the Collateral Damage Sports Network for all your broadcast overlay plugin needs, and then a new sponsor joining us, I believe it's the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Here to support GEC.
What
We
a
are
great sponsor.
here to support them as well. Coming back to the line with 13 laps to go. In the outside lane, they just can't get a run going.
No, they haven't been able to all night. Just keep stalling.
So Eller now running third. We saw him. I mean, he's been a driver, just been in the top 5 literally all night long. Has led 18 laps. He's got to be feeling good coming down to the finish now. Elsie, a little more up and down of a journey after starting 7th, but he's out front in the lead. Josh Ryder started in the top 5, but dropped out of it through some of the green flag cycles. Has got himself back up in the front with a fuel-only stop there under that caution. And Gallman in the 71 has not been in the top 5 all night until now. Got that teammate in the 42 just behind him.
Once again, that's a father and son team there. I know his son will be on the headset to him right now, playing crew chief. As I said, he had a great night last night.
Now Sahadak now cracking the top 5. Doesn't look like he's been outside the top 10 much of the night. I'm sure he'd rather have his teammate there with him, Jamie Griffin. Griffin, though, all the way back in 15th.
I have to laugh. Somebody just said, are you too scared to push? So some of these guys are getting a little frustrated that they're not getting the push that they would like to have. Looks like Walt's pushing pretty hard on the outside there now. The lap car that they're coming up on. That could make
That's
this a little
Boyd.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Boyd again.
Oh, somebody's up in the wall towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, was that Steve Riot?
I think it was Linger. Nope.
Okay.
Who is that red car? Lister. And there goes Boyd there in the third lane. The outside lane finally starting to make some headway. Martin and Sahadak leading it on the outside. They have gotten up to the third row. And again, teammates just nowhere to be found. Gallman and Anthony kind of the only two paired up right now. But they've got someone just slid in between them from Georgia Line Racing.
I see the 32 of Ryder looking to close that top lane down at the moment. He's not going to be able to.
Had 12 lead changes on the night. Just 2 cautions. Well, look, I mean, really, there's only been a handful of drivers that have significantly led laps. There goes Martin around.
Yeah.
He gets it straightened out, but the drivers behind him do not. And now our third caution of the night here on lap 93. It's going to set us up for an interesting finish. I don't think we'll get all the way to a green-white checker here, but it will be just a handful of laps to wrap this up.
D-Right was in that. He'll be one of the favorites as well for the championship.
So let's go back, see what we see here. Martin gets... I want to back it up a little further. Why did Martin get pushed out of line?
Yeah,
right there. He and the 32. Yeah. The 32 gets loose. The 6 comes down to squeeze him. Sahadak swerves around, and then that outside lane checks up, and there's just not enough room through the tri-oval to be 3 wide comfortably like that. I can hear trucks blowing engines all through this wreck. I want to ride along with Jess Childs because I think she makes it through in a miraculous fashion. Right here, she can see it happen as she gets all the way to the grass. Manages to power slide through the grass and keep it straight. And that's how you avoid wrecks at Daytona. Go back and see if any other drivers made it through. 51 pulled the same strategy. Yeah, I mean, there's just multiple people checking up and getting tagged here. Simmons gets tagged up into Como. Lister gets hit. And then everybody at the high line just has nowhere to go. They're all diving to the grass. And that seems to be the move. They get spread out and avoid any further contact. Good driving there by Borer to avoid Jessica as she slides back up into the racing line after avoiding it. Yeah, what a situation there.
Doesn't look like we have any of the leaders pulling into the pits.
Just a couple of the lap cars or folks with damage. So the furthest running up in the field car is Dakota Osborne, pitting out of the top 10. And that's 79. He had just gotten back on the lead lap in the caution before.
See, we've got the lucky dog coming around now, so I think that is the 57, I believe.
Either him or Prim.
Maybe it's Prim. It's a red truck. All these new paint schemes, I don't know the colors so well.
Yeah, it is a little tough to pick people out of your head here. We'll get used to it as the season goes on. Yeah, Scott Prim, one of our rookie drivers here at GEC, also one of the folks sponsoring the GEC League for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. I think he's got a pretty sharp firefighters paint scheme on that truck too. Looking sharp.
Awesome. Yeah. It's a great looking truck. Big thanks to him and sponsorship.
All right, 6 laps to go.
Yeah, I was about to say this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be 5 at the line. I imagine we're going to be coming to the green flag the next time around after this one. So that will leave 4 laps to be run to the finish. So not quite a green-white checker, but pretty darn close. And I think with 4 laps, anywhere in the field is a potential winner. We had talked about the stats coming into this race for GEC. About 16 or 17 races here at Daytona. Only one multiple repeat winner. That's Michael Kelly. Not in tonight's race. But Jamie Griffin is, as is Hughes and Boyd. And one of the Kenneth Gallmans got a Daytona victory, but I think it was the younger one.
It was the younger one, and Senior's having a great race. You know, him and Walt have had great races tonight, and just really impressed with Ellsbury. Which position do you want to be in? Would you want to be leading this? I don't think I want to be on the outside. I think I normally would say that I want to be on the outside, but that hasn't done anything all night.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking to see who's. No one is bumper to bumper with a teammate that I can see anywhere in the field. Maybe JWR all the way back in. No, I don't think they're. I think they're going to be beside each other. So I don't know. I think if I knew this was, if this was the 3rd green-white checker, I want to be the leader because the wreck is likely going to be behind me, and then I'll just drive away with my. Looks like we're having some network issues on the stream. Reconnecting momentarily. Not that anyone can hear me say that. All right, I think we're back up. Had a little network error on the stream. Apologies for that. Looks like we're back up and running. But yeah, I don't know where I want to be. I want to be with my teammate. I think I want to be on the outside lane purely because I also have the option to go to the 3rd lane when I'm there. To
True.
make a move. You can't make a move from the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Ryan Elsie and Josh Ryder taking us back. The green flag is out. 5 to go. Going to be 4 once they pass that flag stand here in the Mothers Against Drunk Driving debut at Daytona 250.
Wow.
For the
What a stop by Ryder.
He's got it. Sahadak looming on the outside lane. It's about to get exciting here. We've been waiting 96 laps to see how this race wraps up to kick off the season 8 for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series here on GEC. We got a couple drivers out of line in the back, but we're still moving. Ryder leading that bottom lane. He's got Elsie close in tow. You can hear Walt in his car saying, push me, push me, push me, guys.
Yeah.
Neither lane is really stacked up together. And we haven't really seen them be able to do that in this race.
Hughes is pushing as hard as he can. Well, they were pretty loose when they were coming off that turn. I think that was turn 2. The outside lane was pretty loose. Walt, Martin, and Hughes need to get lined up there. We just need a couple of good laps. 2 laps left here, and this is a great effort by Ryder.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a run here. Look at that bottom lane. Big gaps between the 69 and the 71. If the outside lane can just get a push going, I think they can get a run, and then it's gone. They're getting a little bit of a run. He's even with Eller. Not going to be enough.
They struggled coming off that turn.
There he goes now. Up to the second row.
Oh,
Here comes the
there we go.
push. Keep it clean.
Go, Walt.
Walt to the lead. Sahadak in the 0-0. Leads
Wow,
us here at Daytona, but the bottom line coming back with a push. Coming out of turn 4 for the next to last time.
Walt's hit the lead. What
The
a
white
great
flag
push.
is out. Oh, they're wrecking in the back. No caution, though. It's the last lap. We are racing back to the line. Still a pretty decent pack here. Sahadak off the bumper of the Hughes and the 14. 2 wide behind them. Can they get a run? They're 3 wide, a little further back. That's Osborne in that third lane. I think that third lane is too late, though. Sahadak getting a strong push from Hughes here. Can anyone get to him?
Oh, that's a real strong push.
Is the 14 going to stay with him or not? Look at the flag. It's Sahadak with his first GEC win. I believe it's his first in the record in the back. Griffin goes upside down. 0-0 with the victory.
Wow, what a great effort.
Hughes and Ryder round out the podium.
Man, we finally saw somebody push really hard. Hughes was pushing so hard. Great job. Great job, Walt.
Wow, what a finish. I mean, all day we've been talking about how the outside lane just can't do it. They're not going to get there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was there with 2 to go. Walt rides the wave all the way to the front.
Yeah, everyone's pumped up about that race. That was a great race. Man, there were some great efforts in that race.
In the 0-0, Walt Sahadak for Laughing Llama Wraps comes around to do some victory donuts. This is his 32nd start, I believe, for the GEC Truck Series. And his first victory. We know Walt is going to be having a good time kicking off the season right.
Hello?
How about that? We are watching Sahadak do some burnouts here as we wait for our podium drivers to join us up in the booth.
What a great finish. Absolutely amazing finish. Actually, Menchaka just put in there. Great finish, great race. Put in the chat.
That was a fantastic finish. And our third place driver is Josh Ryder in the 32. Josh, you got a copy?
Copy, yeah.
All right. We saw you leading there, coming in that final run. You end up third. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I mean, I had a good car all night. Honestly, I ran up front pretty much the whole entire time. Pit crew did a good job, and made the right decisions on when to take tires, when to take gas. Honestly, it was just that final run there and that last lap. The guy behind me just kind of got a little bottled up, and couldn't give me the push I needed. But I wasn't too worried about it. Just wanted to get back in that third spot.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very strange race overall. Caution really early, and then just green flag after green flag run through the middle of the race. Everybody's spread out. We've got many cars a lap down. Everybody kind of coming off pit road at different times. How did you kind of navigate through all that to keep your truck so clean, avoid speeding penalties, and then be there at the end?
Well, I mean, honestly, I only took tires once in this race, so that's just gassing up and go. I think that's huge in this track. I don't really use a lot of tires, and other than that, I didn't really see much chaos around me in general.
Well, third place, nothing wrong with that. I'm sure you would have loved to get the victory, but a podium is a great way to start the season here with the CDSN Truck Series. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do next week. You got anybody you want to send some shout-outs to or thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, Titan Motorsports, Steven Smith, Stephen Hayes. He owns the team, and he put it together good. And I just want to come out here and run good every week. That's the bottom line for Titan Motorsports. So shout out to them. Let's go, baby. Forward power.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
great race tonight. Really great race.
yeah, congratulations on the finish, and like we said, good luck the rest of the season. We look forward to see what you can do.
Thank you. You guys have a good night.
You too.
All right, next up here for your lead, John Boy Hughes bringing it home in P2. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. What's up?
John Boy, what a great effort tonight, man. Nobody could push the top line tonight but you. You did a great job of pushing Walt there tonight. Was it pretty sketchy pushing that hard at the top?
It was there for a little bit, but it was pretty smooth. Bunch of good drivers.
Yeah, great effort. Great effort.
Yeah, I mean, just tell us about. We saw you up at the front really early on. We saw you and your brother. I think it's your brother. Are you guys brothers?
Yeah, he's my brother.
We saw both of you running great up front, and then some penalties kind of set back a handful of the drivers, and you had to battle back to the front. How do you kind of navigate that through those long green flag runs where everybody's so spread out?
I don't know. Just try to get with a group that's ready to go and stick together and run with it.
And then we talked to Ryder. He said he only took tires once this whole race. What about you?
I think I took them twice.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking up in the booth, that it was all about just getting off pit road as fast as possible and not complicating it.
Yep.
How sketchy was it getting onto pit road? Because there was so many black flags for people.
I got up there. It was pretty good, but
yeah, we saw a few people look like lose the back end a little bit, but and just entering pit road just a little too hot. But you did a great job tonight.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Any shout outs to anybody here tonight?
Just Josh Eller and Jacob Hughes' team, just trying to make it work.
Yeah, great job, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations on the podium finish. We look forward to seeing what you guys can do for the rest of the season. Have fun out there.
All right. Timber, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, last but not least, winner of the race in the 00 Laughing Llama Wraps Ford F-150. It's Walt Sahadak. Walt, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How about that? We were just checking the stats. This is your 32nd race. You bring it home kind of in decisive victory fashion. Tell us about your night.
Oh, man. The car was great all night long. I got myself in a little trouble on that second green flag pit stop. I slid through my pit and had to back up, and then I was too close to the wall and, got myself back there. But, it worked out. That late caution kind of helped out. Got everybody bunched up, and the truck was just great on the outside. And big thank you to Hughes. I mean, he gave me a great push there at the end. I tried to keep it high and make sure he cleared in the second place before I went down. And he raced me really clean and good at the end there. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you were so quick all night. I saw you drop back, but before you dropped back, you were right at the front trying to make that top lane work. It looked like that top lane wasn't going to work there for a bit, but you guys made it work there at the end. Great job, man.
Yeah, I felt much more comfortable up on that top line actually than down low. The truck just felt more stable up there, and as long as you got the good side draft through the corners, you could run with them.
Yeah, great, really great effort. I'm already seeing stuff out in the chat about how pumped people are to see you get your win there tonight, because you do so much for this league, and just really awesome to see you win here tonight.
Great way to start the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take at least 1% credit for your win, because I did not pick you pre-race. Every time I've picked you in the past, you've had terrible luck. So I'm glad I could contribute just a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you.
Hey, great win, man. Great win.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Anybody else you want to give some shout outs to or some thanks to for your run tonight?
Yeah, sure. My new teammate, Jamie, great running out there.
Oh,
Talking
man.
about strategy while we were there. It was just
Good
awesome.
job, baby. Good job.
we're going to be a powerhouse this year. The two of us we're going for it. Big shout out to Embroidered Image, the Andy Durr Foundation, UECU, my sponsors on the truck, and yeah, and of course to you guys for putting this on. This was just awesome.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you on board as a sponsor for the league again this year with Laughing Llama Wraps. We talked a little bit in the race about, you do paint schemes and some new AI renderings. Anything you want to mention there if people are interested in reaching out?
Yeah, just anybody needs a paint scheme, reach out to me, and yeah, I'm starting to play around with doing some AI renderings. Either in pits or garage. Hey, I think I'll do one in Victory Lane now, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Congratulations again on the victory. I think everybody's feeling pretty good about that. Like Lee said, we're all been pulling for that 00 truck to get to Victory Lane, and you did it, and we're just pumped to see it. Good luck the rest of the season. Great way to start it off, and you've got to win now.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Before we wrap this up, I want to go back and watch that last lap with one of the drivers closer to the back and just see what happened. We saw multiple wrecks there. I'm trying to get a good view here of what was going on. And we got Jamie Griffin in the booth. Jamie, you want to walk us through what happened to you? I saw you were upside down coming across the start-finish line.
Yeah, man. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I was just trying to push, and I got caught up in the middle. It started to slow me down a little bit. But once I caught that draft, it seemed like all three of us just came together across the finish line, and I wound up upside down, almost sideways on the wall. It was just one of the best races I've ever been a part of.
So we're looking at it now. It looks like Seawright and Como got together trying to make the third lane work there. That took out a handful of cars. And then I think this is the final lap. You're stuck in the middle between Osborne and Gallman, I think. Or Simmons. No, that's Gallman.
Well, they kept it very clean to the end, man. I can't be any happier the way it actually went. So
yeah, I mean,
that was some great racing all the way through the pack. Really great racing.
We were watching, I was kind of saying, hey, I don't think Griffin's going to go anywhere away from Sahedak's bumper because those seem to be the two teammates that were working together. And then I think you picked up a speeding penalty onto pit road, if that's right, and that just separated you two, unfortunately.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was super, super upset about that, but I wound up working with Jessica and Hughes a little bit. They got me back around the track, so we didn't go to lap down, and all of us wound up working our way back up towards the front.
Well, I think you're going to get points, at least style points on your finish.
Yeah.
Looking at it right now. You were actually on your wheels coming across the line. It's after the line where it gets interesting.
Well, Barrow actually also said something about me taking the fastest lap, so I'm taking that point as well.
Let's take a look at this. Yeah, you cross the line, and then everybody's just stacking up into the wall. And that 5 truck does a perfect.
Hey, Jamie, tell me about the race there tonight. It was an unusual. When I say unusual, there wasn't many yellow flags, which was awesome, but it spread out with the cars just in packs all the way around the racetrack. How did it feel out there?
It felt, the only way I can explain it is smooth. It felt really smooth all the way around. And I mean, that's when you get the best racing, is when those packs start to break up and everybody's not so grouped up. Everybody's just focused is staying in that line and trying to get around to the next pit stop. And that's where a lot of it came into play, is just trying to make it to that next green flag pit stop and doing the best you can in there. And I'll tell you, I can't be any more prouder than the drivers that showed up tonight and everybody that had anything to do with it. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love that shot there, Cochran. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's insane. Yeah, I wound up all 4 wheels on the wall. It was nuts.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight I want to thank all of our sponsors, Collateral Damage Sports Network for providing the plugins and overlays, Mothers Against Drunk Driving for sponsoring tonight's race of debut at Daytona 250, Laughing Llama Wraps, one of our associate sponsors, as well as one of our newest sponsors, the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Our finishing order going to be Sahadak, John Boy Hughes, Ryder, Elsie, Martin, Soberon, Eller, Gallman, Osborne, Griffin, your top 10. Then Jacob Hughes, Seawright, Anthony, Culleton, Prim, Childs, Borer, Chafin, your top 13 or 18. There we go. Then Robert Wyvel, Stephen Linger rounding out the top 20. Then Como, Jones, Boyd, Hayes, Brom, Simmons, Lister, Chris Jones, and Landon Cano. I think there was there not one? Then Darnell, we saw him exit the race early, around lap 30. But just a tremendous opening to the season. Lee, I want to give you a chance. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Nice big field, great, really talented drivers. Really excited to see what we've got next. We have Phoenix next. Is it the new Phoenix track or is it the old Phoenix track? I think it's the new one without the dog leg, but I could be wrong.
I think it's the Truck Series actually is using the dog leg. The Cup Series added a no dog leg Phoenix to their schedule. But yeah, so it's going to be Phoenix next week, same time, Tuesday nights. We get started around 8:30 with qualifying, and then 8:35 the green flag is out. You can find us as always here on the GEC NASCAR YouTube channel. Also check us out on Thursday with our Cup Series. We're going to be getting our season kicked off here at Daytona as well. Should be a blast.
Let's go have a beer, baby. We need a beer.
Oh yeah. Congratulations to all of our drivers. We'll see you again next week here with the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here.